Right?
Rocking and
Think we're
rolling,
there.
man. I'm here,
Rolling.
brother.
Hmm.
Good morning, man. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Are you?
Doing good on this Thursday morning PT coffee talk with my boy Adam Robin.
You know, I get to hang out with Tanny and drink coffee.
Yeah. Isn't that fun? This is fun. This is good stuff. I got my plain Jane little hazelnut coffee this morning. Somebody's gonna make fun of that. That's all right.
I don't know what I have. I don't ask. I just drink it.
You got that Colombian
Yeah, I got something.
dark roast.
I got something. What's been good, man? How are you?
Buddy, it's been good. It's been a busy week. I'm thankful for Thanksgiving. We were, waiting on it. Came and went, flew by. Now we're creeping up toward Christmas. So, actually, work is focused on helping quite a few of these practice owners finish well in 2024. Trying to figure that out because it's kind of a time to sit back and reflect a little bit, right, on kind of what you've done and where you've been, and then where you're headed. Where you're headed for 2025. Because if you don't, nobody else is going to look at it for you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm busy. Busy holiday season. Kind of in that same space, wrapping up 2024, starting to think about what's next in 2025. Been kind of thinking about it. I'm going out of town next week for my annual, so I don't know if I shared this with you. I think I have. But every year, me and my wife go to Point Clear, Alabama for 2 days.
Hey, I'm getting some feedback now. Hold on. Random. You there? Say, talk now.
I'm good.
You're not getting feedback?
Mm-mm.
All right, now it's gone.
So yeah, we go to Point Clear, Alabama for 2 days, and it's like, how like we've been working with clients together. Are you getting feedback again?
Yeah.
What's going on with it? Is it your phone?
It's off though, and my microphone's muted on the phone, and my volume's all the way down on the phone. Think there's any other way? Are you not getting it?
Mm-mm.
Hello? Hey.
Hello. You still getting it?
I have to shut Instagram down.
I'm gonna shut down Instagram. Shut it down.
I mean, I guess, yeah. I'm gonna shut mine down. You can keep
All
yours rolling. We'll have to figure that out.
There we go. Tanny's not going to join us, y'all. You're going to listen to me talk.
I don't know what that was all about, but all right. So you Point Clear?
Yeah, Point Clear, man. So, we're pretty intentional, like you and I, when we're working with practice owners and business owners, and it's fun.
Yeah.
But we're very much very intentional about managing their time, helping them manage their time and their attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because they have all the answers, the answers are in there, but they're hard to find because you have you ever seen Shrek?
Oh yeah.
You like Shrek?
Yeah.
And the donkey talks about layers. You got to peel back the layers of the onion, right? And what happens is underneath all those layers, there is the answer of like what they really, really want, what would really excite them. And there's some clarity on on how to get there. But there's all these layers of like busyness, compliance, audits from Medicare, having a hard time with recruiting, marketing, profitability issues, and all of those triggers keep you kind of in this like fear-based mentality and survival mode most of the time. And so it's hard to tap into that. So what we do week by week is we help audit the calendar, and we help basically like insert these small windows of time to hopefully like remove those distractions so we can kind of tap into those answers. And so we do that on a week by week basis. We also do a deeper debrief month by month with our 30-day sprint. But once a year, we do a full 2-day, me and the wife go to Point Clear for 2 full days. And we are no phones, no email. We are completely detached. And we literally just meet. We pull out the whole calendar for last year, and we like plan all of our vacations. We talk about our kids, what we see with them, like how can we help them grow this year. We talk about our marriage, and we talk about how we can improve our relationship. And then we also talk about our careers as well. And it's just a really powerful thing to do. And so I'm really excited. My trip is next week. I'm be going off the grid for 2 days. And I'm nice. I don't know what I'm going to come back with, but it's going to be fun. You know what I mean? I'm going to be uncovering those layers and seeing what I tap into.
You know, we all hear people that say, man, I need to do that. How did you go from I need to do that to like setting it up and you're headed there next week? What is that missing link between because if you talk to 10 people, 9 of them will say, oh man, that sounds like a great idea.
I should totally do that.
Yeah. Oh, I should totally do that. Okay. From that point, then how do you end up in Point Clear?
One word.
Action.
Commitment.
2 words. Take action, commit to it.
Don't think that it's not scary, or it's less scary now than it was when I first started committing to it. Like, because there's one really good, compelling, powerful reason why that is something that's important for me to do. Me personally. Yeah. I'm not saying that everybody has to do that. For me, that's important. And it's because I want to build a life that I love. And I want to, and I want to be intentional about that.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why I should do it. But there's also 10,000 little micro reasons why I shouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. Like, I got to spend money, and I got to step away, and I don't have the time to do it, and all these like fears and objections, I guess.
Yeah.
And I think the difference between, and I also see it with our clients, like the difference between those who do well and those who don't is they recognize those fears and they just move through, and they're just like, you know what, like screw your feelings, just follow the plan. You know what I mean? Like, just stick with the plan. And like, you got to, there's a sense of like, stop listening to your emotions and just follow the script. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you got to kind of follow that with blind.
It's a script. Follow it. Yeah.
Follow, and then give yourself permission. Like, prove yourself wrong. You know, like you see all of these really successful people, and they're all living the life that you want to live. Start studying them and start picking up the habits that they're doing. And if they're doing that, try it before you try it before you knock it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Just because you think it doesn't work, if it's worked for 400 people, 1,000 people, 5,000 people, give it a shot. You know, that goes along the lines of these clinic owners that won't pull out of treatment a couple hours a week to work on the business. It's like that scare. Oh yeah, they hear about that too. Like I'm gonna go to Point Clear and have a 2-day brainstorming session. Oh yeah, I'd love to do that. Can you pull out of practice, pull out of treatment for 4, 6, 8 hours a week? Oh, I'd love to do that. But then next week you should end up in your home office or in a coffee shop or something working on the business. It's the same thing. It's those fears, those 1,000 reasons why that's not going to work. They'll show up. They're going to be there. That uneasy feeling is going to be there. But it's almost giving yourself the permission. Would John Wayne say that courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway?
Saddling up anyway.
Saddle up, baby. I know.
Yeah,
Because
and I go ahead.
The successful practice owners they have to do that. If you own a busy practice or 2 or 5 or 20 or 60 locations, the more you own, the more you got to pull back to operate the business. And then the bigger you get, the more you have to delegate. It's just too much work for one person. I saw a single practice yesterday, supposed to talk to here in a couple of weeks. I was thinking they had 23 administrative staff, like COO, operations, HR director, 3 billers. Now I saw one location. I'm like, holy cow. And the more I dug, it was like 25,000 square feet. So it's a massive practice, single location. But when you think single PT, you're like, man, how does the 2,000 square feet support all those people? But anyway, they have to delegate the bigger you get.
And the mistake that I've made is, and as I've kind of started to experience a little bit of success in my career, I'm looking back and I'm seeing these newer owners, and I'm like trying to talk them up and coach them up and help them up. And they're making the same exact mistakes that I made. Like I could see them making the same mistakes and thinking the same way. And some of the objections that I will get is like, oh yeah, but Adam, like you don't understand. Like you have 3 clinics and you have a team of 50. So like, of course you can go to Point Clear, and yeah, of course you can do that. And it's like, it's backwards, right? Because it's like you don't get the business and then start behaving like a CEO.
Right. It's the other way around.
Yeah. It's the other way around. Like you make the commitments and you invest in yourself and you invest wisely, and you take risks with those investments, even though it's scary.
Mm-hmm.
You have all those reasons to say no, and you do it anyway. Then you get the business, right? Like you have to become first. Like you have to do the thing first, So like I've been going to Point Clear since I started my business, when I had zero, when I had nothing, and I was scrounging up pennies, and I did it anyway. You know what I mean? And that is what has gotten me here.
I think it makes me think about that person that says, oh, if I had 3 clinics, I'd have time to go to Point Clear too. Would you?
Of course.
Would you?
Of course.
I know
there's never going to be a good time or a good reason to go.
Not. No.
You just got to prioritize it.
Yeah, it's kind of like when your car tag gets expired. It's like, oh, I don't want to go down to the tag office and get. Well, if I had a job with 3 clinics, I have plenty of time. Would you? It's prioritizing it to get down there and do it. Switching gears a little bit, buddy, man. What about the United Healthcare CEO?
Isn't that crazy, man?
Terrible, isn't it? God, I hate that for him. I hate that for anybody. That
article yesterday. I clicked on it. I didn't read the article, but I watched it was like a 5-minute video. Very sad.
Yep.
And also, I'm very intrigued to hear more about what comes of it, because what I'm for those of you that don't know yet, the CEO of United Healthcare was murdered, right? From what I understand, he was walking. They were doing a sponsor or a donation, a donor event. They were hosting a donor event, and he walked out of the building, and there was a guy sitting there waiting on him with a gun and shot him in the back.
Yeah, Brian Thompson, CEO.
Yeah. So it was a intentional, premeditated murder.
Yeah.
The first thing I thought about was, man, his kids.
Right after Thanksgiving too.
Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy.
I know there's been a lot of buzz talk about United Healthcare over the last couple of years, but I'm interested too to see what the story, see what the backstory, see what the person who did it, he's obviously on camera. I mean, somebody knows who that is. I'm sure now with all these cameras out and they can zoom in and this AI and intelligence and stuff that the FBI has and all that, they'll find out who it was. And there may be a whistleblower scenario too. So I don't know. Not whistleblower, but you know what I mean. Pretty crazy though, buddy.
Yeah, I don't think you can get away with something like that.
No.
I think the guy was very okay with getting caught. I mean, he fled the scene on foot and then jumped on one of those motor scooters.
Oh, really?
That was his getaway plan.
One of those chargeable scooters?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a stand-up scooter or if it was like a sit-down scooter, but that tells me, I mean, for me, the first thing I think of is like, this wasn't like a CIA operative. You know what I mean? Like
Well, it's like the dude on top of that building that shot Trump, and then with 5,000 people standing there watching him.
Yeah. It's just a guy with a gun.
Wait a minute. This doesn't make sense. But it's just about 24 hours ago now. It was yesterday morning, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't even know.
Conference. E-bike. Gunman fled the scene on an e-bike towards Central Park. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I hate to see that.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, man.
Man, I've got a couple guests lined up this week for discussion about the PT, about the staffing shortage and reduction in payments, right? Decreased reimbursement over time and kind of how to battle some of that. You guys are having, I think you were talking to somebody in New York the other day about marketing and hiring, and you got a pretty good handle on, especially for certain areas of the country, pretty good handle on recruiting in the PT space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is that based around posting all the time on all the streams, all the socials, as much as you can, following up as fast as you can? Is that the basic premise behind all that?
That's a great question. I probably should sit down and actually think about this more. But I think it starts with being, and I know this is going to sound cliche, and I'm not even saying this is the right answer. This is just my answer. But I think it starts with really, really getting clear on your identity.
Yeah.
And just falling in love with it.
Yeah.
From a place of like self-worth. And just just like fearlessness. You know what I mean? Like people want to be inspired. They want something different. And no knock on like all the corporate companies that are out there, but like
Yeah.
most of the therapists just they're tired of that game. Like they don't want to play that game anymore. They want to do something different. And the only for me, like the easiest way to differentiate yourself is being your true authentic self.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I think it starts there because once you can get really clear on what your identity is and you can be fearless around it, then you can communicate much more boldly and enthusiastically about it.
Yeah.
And you can
Yeah.
get excited about it. It's something that
Yeah.
you're inherently excited about. Like you don't I'm not trying to sell you a thing. I'm just really excited about what we're doing and who we are, right? So I think you got to tap into that, and that takes some coaching.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
once you kind of get clear on your message and who you are, then you can deploy the tactics of like building the relationships and telling the whole world about it.
Man, that works in hiring. That works in building your practice with physicians.
Right.
That works in patient retention. That works in real estate, developing relationships, authentic relationships, creating win-win scenarios. And, some of that still sounds cliche, but there's so much truth to it if you'll just practice those things. But yes, action-wise, posting on all the job sites, all the socials, all the phone calls, all the DMs, all the, hey, Adam, I need a PT in Issaquah, Washington, right? Like, well, I don't know anybody up there, but I know a buddy that lives in Texas that went to school up there. And it's about creating win-win scenarios for each other. I saw a guy post out of Texas the other day. It was looking for 2 PTs. And I mean, if you scroll through there, it's just on and on and on. Need PT, need PT, PTA, PTA, OT, need OT. So it will settle down. It's just right now, it just takes a lot of intentionality, a lot of effort, a lot of action. You can't just post one time, or even heck, you can't just post on Indeed once a week and expect much out of that. You have to literally spoon feed therapist an easy application. And I've talked to this about this before, but do you guys have a career section at the top of your website?
Yeah. I don't know if it's at the top, but it's somewhere in there.
Yeah. Make it easy. Click, send your resume to.
Yeah, we get those too. We get 3 or 4 a year.
Always hiring.
Yeah.
Hey.
I really this year has been a different year for me, because I got into coaching, started building an online business, and started building a personal brand online. And I see you're building a personal brand as well. It's the reason why we're doing this, right?
Sure.
But you ever watch Gary Vaynerchuk?
Oh yeah.
He's fun to watch. But what he's really known for is being able to see kind of what's coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
And not just him, but other like big influencers in the space. They're all the message right now is like the people with the personal brand will be the people who have the most leverage in the future.
Yeah.
It's moving away from like the Walmart, the company brand, and it's moving towards the individual, the personal brand. So one of the messages that I have for people who are having a hard time with recruiting or marketing or anything in their business is really just going back to the identity piece. It's like you have to develop that personal brand because people are coming to work for you.
That's right.
They want to work for the CEO. They want to know like what are you about and what do you stand for? And where are you going with your life, Tanny? And then once they align with that, then they're like, okay, well, tell me more about Martin Healthcare Advisors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There is people do business with people. You've heard of that, right? You know, I think, people go to Walmart and Big Lots and a couple of those places because of the
Big
prices.
Lots.
Big Lots, get a shout out for Big Lots. People do business with people. And that's why I truly believe that's why Chick-fil-A's, Southwest Airlines, Google are so strategic. They're so strategic with the people portion. Like Chick-fil-A, if you ask for 4 pickles, you're getting 4 pickles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people flood Chick-fil-A because they know they're going to get the product that they want, and it's delivered by people that they trust and know, right? Yeah. So I am building a brand, but our CEO, Paul Martin, is a fantastic visionary too. He is he sees what's coming down the pipe. He knows that people do business with people. And it's the same way you and I operate too. It's like, if you're out there looking for the company name, I doubt very many patients go to the doctor, maybe a handful, and say, hey, I want to go to Southern Physical Therapy, without thinking Adam Robin or some face pops up, some of your other therapists pop up in their mind, but they mention the name to the doctor, but it's your face that they're coming to see, or Lauren or whoever else is in their practice, right? I think that's what the subconscious is doing in that visit. Like, I'd love to go to Southern Physical Therapy. Adam treated my grandmother. Corey treated my grandmother. Tracy treated my grandmother.
Yeah, and it's not what you do, but it's who you are.
That's right. That's right.
It's who you are. So who you are and your commitment to who you are is what inspires people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like these are the types of conversations I love to have with my leaders on my team, because it's like, Adam, what should I do? And it's like, you're asking the wrong question. The question is, who are you trying to be? Who are you?
Who, not how.
Correct. It's always who. Who,
not how. Yeah.
Right. I had a awesome conversation with a leader on my team yesterday, and we've got a couple, candidates that we're looking to hire. And, we're kind of talking through the strategy, like, should we offer this one? And okay, if this one goes, where are they going to be? Like, what clinic are they going to go to? And how could we cast a vision for them? And kind of putting those logistics together. And, at the end of the, it's like, hey, why don't we think about this from like a different perspective? And let's think about this of like, who do we need to be to really just serve them at a massive level?
Yeah.
And let's just present them with that. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be committed to who we really want to be. How about that? And like, screw all the stuff. And then it's like, oh yeah, we believe in commitment. We believe in accountability. Let's just lead with that and serve them boldly. All right. Good idea. Talk to you tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. That's it.
Setting the example.
And you know what? If they join the team, awesome. And if they don't, cool.
Yeah.
They
gotta want to fit. They gotta need to fit.
Yeah.
Has to be a fit.
So yeah, man, that's good stuff.
I love it. Well, buddy, I got about 10 more minutes, maybe 6 or 8 more minutes. Anything else you wanted to rattle around this morning? We've got a couple folks on live, but no comments. If you guys are on there and you're listening to us, feel free to comment or drop a question, topic, something you're struggling with, or something that you've experienced recently. Love
yeah, man. Yeah. What do you kind of, yeah. One thing that I thought about this morning was, you know, what am I kind of, what season am I in, if you will, And one of the things that I've been really a lot more intentional about lately is who I surround myself with, like
Mm,
who's in my circle.
yeah.
Um, and it just kind of goes back to one of those success habits. It's like, show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And
Yeah.
I can feel myself becoming much more, I don't want to use the word rigid, but maybe that's the word, but much more like non-tolerant of people who don't align with me, like spending time with them. Not from a place of like I'm better than you, but just like I'm not the right person for you. Like there's a different circle
Yeah.
for you, And
Yeah.
that
No,
could be like
it's
billing company partners, collaborators, uh the marketing agency that you're working with, the billers that you're
yeah.
just people that are in your circle.
Yeah.
And that has served me massively. Like getting more aligned with your circle in 2025, I think is a great way to improve your business, improve your life, have more fun.
Yeah. No, yeah. Less stressful, less toxicity. Well, not toxicity, just less malalignment,
Right.
like
Malalignment. That's all it is.
there's so many people out there. There's so many great billing companies, great EMRs, great credentialers, great, you know, coaches, great. We're in the M&A space. There's a lot of M&A. We've got a lot of great people on our team as well. But man, being intentional and aware that the chemistry may not be there. Not that either of you are wrong with anything. It's just like
Correct.
personality differences, the clash. There's a little bit of a clash. Like my wife this morning, I left out with, I was going to leave out of the house with a sweater. It's got a little pattern to it, like a little, cross pattern to the sweater. And then my pants also had a little pattern to them. And she's like, those are kind of competing. And kind of makes me think that the pants weren't mad at the sweater, just like, we don't fit together. Nothing wrong, nothing negative about this. It's just like, you go your way, I'll go my way
Right.
as I
Right.
animate these inanimate objects. But
And it goes back to your identity, like your values. Like once you get clear on that, and
yeah,
I'm sharing that because I've had that experience more
yeah,
recently.
yeah,
And there was this person that was in my circle and I was like, I don't know what it is, but I feel tense around this person.
ooh, that's a good
You know what I
word.
mean? Like I feel tight. I feel not free,
Not in flow or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite put my finger on it. And so, so during my quiet time, I had to sit down and reflect. It's like, what am I feeling and why? And what I recognized is there was a lack of, one of the core values that I was really passionate about, and one of my values, and there was a lack of that. And I was like, I see it now. I see it. Not that she was a bad person or she was amazing, smart, helps a lot of people. Same with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And so it's like kind of like it's not a you problem, it's a me problem. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, it's crazy. It's like you do have this sometimes unexplainable tense feeling around other people, just being
Mhm.
around them. Like, just they may not be. It. It may be somebody in your Sunday school class, right? It doesn't matter, but there's just something almost intangible that your gut is telling you, hey, it's like the pattern on the pants and the sweater. Just they're clashing a little bit. Nothing negative about either one of them. But it kind of goes back to that Jim Rohn, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around with the most. Your average will be your financial average, your spiritual average. So, if you can be more intentional about hanging out with people that bring you less tense feelings and more at ease if you have the chance. Sometimes you work with people and you're kind of stuck with them, and you manage through those situations, and those are fine. But you choose like your main circle that you spend the most of your time with, right? That's kind of what we're shooting for, is that crowd that really help you lift them up, they lift you up, and the leader, kind of steps in and goes with the team. But it's a great point. I'm doing a little extra leadership growth at lunch on Thursdays. It's actually today, and our leader talks about a Sherpa. We may have talked about this last time, but the definition of a Sherpa, right? Like say Mount Everest. So a Sherpa has been to the top of the mountain before, and his job is, say me and you were going to go climb Mount Everest. We have to have a Sherpa with us that takes us to each stage, takes us to base camp, takes us to 10,000 feet, takes us to 15,000 feet or whatever, and works our way up, right? And teaches us at each level, here's how much oxygen you need. Here's the layer of glove you need. Here's how many steps we take before we stop and breathe. So the Sherpa's been there, and he's come back down the mountain to get you and take you with him up there. And a Sherpa's measure of success, like if you got 5 Sherpas, their measure of success is how many people have they taken to the top of the mountain. Like, what?
That's awesome.
Not I've been up there 16 times by myself. No. How many people have you taken with you to the top of the mountain? It's a great story. So
it kind of goes back to, I know we're running short on time, but it goes back. It reminds me of like, because firing people is a hard thing. It's a tricky topic, right? And
redirecting people.
Right. One of the things that one of the internal frames that I use is like when I truly feel that I have exhausted and I have no other resources to serve that person.
Yeah.
And I recognize like I am not the right person to help this person.
Yeah.
That is when I kind of fire myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm firing myself. Like I'm handing you to somebody else because I'm not the right person for you.
It's not you, it's me.
Correct. And it usually is. And it not that I'm flawed. It's just I'm not equipped to handle that. Like maybe I'm not ready for you or whatever.
Yeah.
And that has helped me let people go when they're not a good fit. That frame.
Yeah. Well, dude, I love analogies. If somebody brings a car in if you own a transmission shop, they bring a car in for air conditioner work, you'd be like, ooh, it's not you. I can't help you. It's me, because I don't know how to work on air conditioners. But this guy does.
Refer you out. Yeah.
You would be so upset if you took your car to a shop and somebody worked on your air conditioner and then it messed up. And then you found out this guy only works on transmissions. Why were you even trying to work on my air conditioner?
Now you're a jerk. Yeah.
Now you're a jerk. So,
for sure.
If you can't help somebody, send them on. It's the same thing, Dude, good to see you this morning.
For sure, man. You're the man. I love you some Tanny Crow.
Every week, Adam Robin, every week, 8:00 Thursdays. It's a good way to reflect on what's happened during the week. And we got another 2 full days ahead of us to make as much happen as we can. So you good?
I'm good, man. I'm cheering for you, brother.
Cheering for you too, kid. We're going to try to figure out the feedback on the Instagrams.
Yeah, I'll do some on YouTube and figure it out.
Yeah, YouTubing. All right, buddy. Have a good day.
Later, man.
See ya.